This is to certify that Movie Chats has been classified for live streaming.
Hello.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and a thank you for joining us for another week on Movie Chats. Steve, how was your week been, sir?
Hey, it's been all right, mate. I've been off work. I'm back in work tomorrow, so nice bit of a break, to be honest. How about you?
Good stuff. Yeah, all right. It's been busy, but nice knowing that I'm off till Wednesday now after today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, a couple of days off work. We're going to the gym tomorrow and then just having a nice relaxing Friday. But then Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we're away. So we're going to Telford and we're going to an air show. We're going to Cosford, RAF Cosford's air show again. We went last year, if you remember.
Yeah, I do.
With it being Lana's birthday, we're going again. So yeah,
it's all right then.
I've just got to make sure that I top last year's birthday present for her, because that's how she now gauges how good birthdays is what we actually do now.
All right, is that what it is? Hey guys.
I made the rod for my own back last year by taking it to the air show. Now we've got to have 3 nights in a hotel to make up for it. So yeah, it'll be all good. So who have we got in this evening? Who have we got in this evening? So we've got Jeff. Evening, Jeff. We've got Kevin. Good evening. So they're our friends across the pond. Good evening, Gareth. Thank you for joining us, sir. I hope you're all okay. Yeah. Do you know, one of these days we probably will do, do it live from one of the houses when we're all together. Lindsay and Alvin are in. Good evening, Lindsay and Alvin. Hope you're okay. So if you are watching, you've not said hello, please say hello in the chat. Let us know that you're here. Other than that, shall we crack on?
Yeah, can do.
What would you like to do first, mate?
Do homework.
So, this week's homework was, and I'm gonna put this out there, was The Great Lawnmower Man. Now, I watched this afternoon, and I'm not going to lie to you, Steve. I lied to the chat. I had to message you about 3 o'clock to say, shit, what was the homework movie for this week? Because I had forgot. And you told me it was The Lawnmower Man, and I was really, really excited about watching The Lawnmower Man. Now, you can get this film free on YouTube, so you don't have to go searching for it. You can tell by the tone of my voice here, Steve, I'm not really a fan of it nowadays.
So, I sort of watched it late as well, so I've watched it today. So it finished about 10 minutes ago, because it's a 2.5 hour film. Which I was thinking, you know what, I'll watch it earlier on. Hour and a half probably, not too bad. And then I put it on because it was on YouTube and it was 2.5 hours, and I was like, oh my good God. So I've had to space it out a little bit between obviously getting Little Man sorted out and but yeah, it's, you see, the thing is that anything that's not in the virtual reality side of it is fine. It just looks like an 80s, 90s movie, doesn't it? But then anything in that world, it's almost like Windows 98, like a virtual sim game sort of thing, isn't it? It's
that's what it is.
Yeah, I know. But like,
back in its day, it was cutting edge stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
the game where they're flying through the obstacles and stuff.
Yeah,
That looks
yeah.
absolutely amazing. Where they're on the lie down,
Bit like a
couches.
Wipeout, innit? Bit like Wipeout.
Yeah, that looks amazing. Then you start getting into all the sciencey bit about him trying to improve his IQ and improve his brain function, and yeah, to an extent, I can sort of understand it, and dropping in bits and bobs, or you're connected to the computer. That's what people are all. It's like a Joe 90-esque type of thing, and that's what people think that we'd be able to do now: reprogram brains and stuff. And then it takes a weird. Sorry, it takes an effing weird turn.
Yeah, but the thing is that if you look at the monkey at the start, so for anybody that doesn't know, the premise of the movie is that there's a lad. I would say he's probably autistic. He's very slow. He cuts lawns in the neighborhood, and there's this scientist
he's a church handyman, isn't he?
Yeah,
he's the church handyman that lives in a shed. Let's not
jazz it up.
Let's not talk this up, right? Nowadays, if you lock someone with autism up in a shed, you'll get arrested for cruelty, right? That's where that starts.
Yeah.
So he's a handyman for the church. He does a lot of like all the crap jobs around town that nobody wants to do, Go on, Steve. I'll let you carry on. And he falls in love with the monkey.
Oh yeah, so the local scientist, should we say he is he's running some tests on a chimp, or on a monkey, and it escapes from their laboratory, and he ends up getting entangled in a like situation with that monkey being in the shed, and the authorities after it, and then the authorities kill it. But it's because they injected it with this sort of serum that causes aggression in it. And then obviously he starts running tests on this guy and says, look, I can make you smarter, because this guy couldn't read at the start of this. What it reminded me of quite a bit was Lucy, because he's unlocking the brain. That's the idea of this thing, isn't it? So using VR and simulators and stuff, he basically pre-programs his brain, should we say? Opens up his brain to being able to access all these different abilities. And then
I don't think he started off wanting to unlock these abilities, did he?
But he didn't know they were a thing, did he? He was trying to get him.
Yeah, it's sort of like a little mad little side effect of whatever he was doing.
Yeah, because Joe wanted to keep learning.
Yeah, it was at this point where it took a bit of a strange turn for me, because it's gone from a science-based science fiction movie to a shit horror. How many daft ways can we kill somebody type movie?
Yeah, but you see, the thing is that there's hints to that all the way through it, because you've got the priest that's whipping him, then you've got the next door neighbour that's battering the kid that's also his friend.
You've got the hillbilly that works in the petrol station.
Yeah. So
yeah, you can see he's going to get payback on these people, but he didn't realise they were doing wrong to him until he's smart enough to realise they were doing wrong, and he was playing dumb for a while. But the bit with the hillbilly in the petrol station where he uses telekinesis to wrap him up in petrol pipes, and then goes, ooh, Lawnmower Man's in your head now, you're never going to get rid of it, and you get that stupid little computer generated Lawnmower Man with the garden lawnmower in his mouth going across the street, and you're like, okay, that's weird. And then he sets fire to the priest. The priest like
burns up, doesn't he?
Burns up, yeah.
That's really bad CGI, that bit.
Yeah. And then with all the things you could do to kill, right? So you don't want anybody to know that it's the Lawnmower Man that's killing these people, right? No. So the bloke that's hitting the kid next door, the dad, gets eaten by a lawnmower, and it chews the whole house up, and it chases him like a bloody dog through the living room and everywhere else.
Yeah, but he does his Jedi mind tricks on the police.
Yeah, the best bit though is where the other bloke from the mall goes to the copper, "Where's the rest of him?" He goes, "Oh, he's in the bird bath." Just, what the fuck else you got in the bird bath, like? But yeah, it's all murder, and then all of a sudden, oh no, it's just an accident, 2 accidents in one night, and you're like, right, he knows what's going on now. Yeah, I don't know. You could tell last week
that woman in VR to the point where she's just laughing all the time.
Yeah,
that's bizarre.
You could tell last week I was looking forward to this film. When this came up on the wheel, I thought, you know what? Yes, it's on the list of movies to watch, the top 10, 100 movies to watch before you die, and all that. And I'm watching, and it came up on the wheel, and I'm like, you know what? I am really looking forward to this. And I'm like, wow. We mentioned.
Go on.
We mentioned last week about your perception of watching a film when you were younger, and I don't know if I just missed all that goofy shit when I was younger.
Maybe. See what I'm looking at? I'm just seeing if there's a. Oh no, there is one. I was going to say I've never seen it on Blu-ray, but yeah, there is a Blu-ray of it from in America though. I might have to watch Lawnmower Man 2 now to find out, because obviously the ending's a bit thingy as well, and it's one of those open endings. So I might have to watch that one. But it's bizarre, innit? It's a bizarre movie. I mean, Luke come in from work and she was like, "Is this a horror?" I was like, "Not really." Hey, Rich. I mean, Jeff was just saying there that he can't dislike anything that Pierce Brosnan's in. Pierce Brosnan's a good actor in that. He does carry the film quite a bit, but it's sort of where he's used this corporate system, this corporate building, aren't they?
Yeah.
The guy's saying to him, he wants him to do these extra tests on him and put this stuff in him, and he's like, this money's already dirty, and it's already the corporate stuff's already dirty, from years ago, and it's like he sort of did a deal with the devil to be able to do his research.
Yeah.
And then that's the thingy of it, the premise of the end of it.
That's what it feels like, Linlin. By the end of the last 40 minutes of this film, it's gone from a well-premised idea to what the hell is going on here now all of a sudden. Because it's like Job just sort of ODs on this serum. And next thing you know, he's transferred his consciousness into the VR world. So he's in the VR world, and then you get some point where he's in the basement with Angelus.
Yeah.
The Dr. Angelus. And the next thing you know, Augustus, sorry, it's the Dr. Augustus.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, this CGI Job face appears floating in the front garden and
that's the best CGI in the whole film.
Yeah, makes people turn into bubbles and sort of evaporates away, and it's like
that was the strangest way of killing anybody, though. It was just like, it looked at him, didn't it? And then it looked at the other one as well. And then when he's driving, when that guy's driving him through into the building, and it's like
and cyber bees,
yeah, and then there's just one big one. They don't actually do anything though, do they? They don't attack anybody.
No, but they're just so they shoot them instead of shooting the car. I think that's the only thing that was. Oh my God, no, I don't know.
See, the thing is that if I watch something like Hackers now, even though it's really old school sort of computing, it stands up. If I watch Tron, it relatively stands up. This is like The CGI in this is nowhere near as good.
I want to go and watch something like Swordfish now. You know, because I love Swordfish. I love the premise of Swordfish. I love how they did Swordfish.
Yeah.
Halle Berry scene makes it all better. But
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was thinking that's where you're going with this.
I want to go and watch Swordfish now because, I think all my childhood movies and 90s movies are sort of going down the pan here. The more that we're watching them on this, I am like, right, yeah. Did you see AJ's video when he was talking about the actress from the 90s? Was it Susan Tweed? And he goes, no, you've got to go and watch it because he goes, you can see him reliving his childhood on screen. I'm sure
on camera.
Yeah, I'm sure his camera angle went like that at one point when he was talking about it. But again, he's reliving films and memories of those films. We're watching them to review on here. And the last couple that I've watched, and I'm just like, my God, what have we been watching here? And
the problem is that it doesn't matter what ultra HD version we can find of Lawnmower Man. It's not going to change the CGI graphics, is it? It's not going to change any of that. What it needs is like a George Lucas to go in there and just completely remaster
the whole film,
remaster the whole CGIs, and just plop them in instead. That's what it needs. It needs the Lucas treatment. It really does, because it's like, I mean, I enjoyed that movie many times. I've watched it a few times when I was younger, and a few years afterwards. But watching it today, I was like, oh my good gosh! In fact, the first bit of that CGI stuff and the virtual reality stuff, I was looking at it thinking, can I get through this whole movie with it being that bad?
Do you know what that reminded me of? The first bit where you see the chimp and it's in there and it's got
that poor chimp. I'm telling you now, there was no back in them days.
Did it not remind you of Logan when he's Weapon X in the X-Men?
Yeah,
with all the gear on, right? But you're right. There was no such thing as a stunt monkey in those days. So that monkey took a really bad fall from that tree and bounced off all those buildings to play dead, didn't it?
The thing is that back in those days, there wasn't any animal rights shit. So the chances are that poor chimp was like, "Can we put something else on him? Yeah, just shove an hat on him, be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
He's all right.
He's got a RoboCop helmet and silver underwear.
And all of a sudden, you just see this hand grab the gun a few times from the shelf.
But where was it going with that anyway? Before we started talking about the chimp. Oh right, yeah. So the 90s games, the 90s VR games like VR Race, Tekken and stuff like that. There was a Mega Drive game that was done by the same company that produced Lawnmower Man called Rise of the Machines, and it was about VR robot fighting and stuff.
Yeah.
They were really, really, really good. And the graphics on that now stand up. You're watching something like Pixels, for example.
Yeah.
And the graphics in Pixels were better than the graphics in Lawnmower Man. But I don't know.
Do you reckon that's one of those movies that you would like to see remade?
No. Where would you go?
I think that would be cool. I think the amount of stuff that they could do now.
That we haven't already got Ready Player One, which is sort of similar. You put a helmet on, you go into this virtual world, and you are an avatar. And
but you're not locking. It's that concept of like Lucy, where they're unlocking their abilities because they're unlocking 100% of the brain. You see, you've technically got that in Lucy. That whole movie that's the concept, is the stuff that she can do. Because he was saying, sorry, mate, I was just saying he was saying that when he was going on about his abilities, and he was saying, "Oh, this isn't new stuff. None of this stuff we're doing is new. This is ancient stuff that's been re-unlocked." I'm watching my phone. Don't watch Lawnmower Man 2 plays Job, and it does for the Lawnmower what Highlander 2 did. Really? Okay. I think I've actually got the Lawnmower Man 2, though. I think I've got it on DVD because I remember buying it a long time ago, thinking I'll watch that. What's that?
Just said evening to Peter.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean,
See,
I've just seen it, isn't it?
Baz is saying here similar CGI to the Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, Baz is saying there about Limitless, and we've got similar. You've got similar things like, and I mentioned Joe 90 before, where you just plug in and all of a sudden you can fly a helicopter. The Matrix is the same, you know. I can do kung fu. Oh, right, okay. That similar premises, not done to that extent where you're releasing all those bits of the brain. But
I don't want. I mean, I enjoy the movie. I don't want. It's that bad. It's good. I don't want it to die into oblivion. No, I think I do. I think it's that bad that especially for people of our generation, we remember them sort of graphics. If I was sat there watching it with Ollie, I'd be like, "Look, mate, this is what it used to be like." Do you know what I mean? It'd be one of those movies where I'd sit him down and be like, "Yeah, have a look at this. How bad this is." You're whinging about your Switch.
Would you like to do like a Top Gear Cool Wall? Where we like review these films and we put them in segments. It's like
in segments.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh, can you imagine? Yeah. Is it that would be cool, wouldn't it?
Where does it fit in our cool wall?
You'll have to get Lana to make a cool wall. It's it's I don't know, mate. I think I know it's going to die into oblivion because it's just that bad. But I think it's going to have a following at some point if it hasn't already.
So the eagle-eyed viewers watching, yes, you've just watched me impale me elbow on the side of the unit there.
He's holding it in. He's being brave. He's stinging now.
Bastard. I'm going to have a fucking bruise there tomorrow, and I'm going to say the missus has been beating me.
Hey, I found this T-shirt today. I picked it up. I'm having that. This. Leo got home from school. I watched it and dried it. And then Leo got home from school. He went, "Oh, Big Bang Theory." I was like, "Bloody hell!" Because of the thing and the logo in the middle. I thought that was pretty cool.
Anyway, right. I think we've done the Lawnmower Man justice there. It's entirely up to you guys if you want to go on a mad science trip.
Yeah, if you're a bit pissed or on something you shouldn't be, you're probably going to really enjoy it.
Yeah, go and take an acid and get your head going and then smoke at the end of the film. And I think you might just get the gist of what's going on. Oh, I don't know. It just sent me head west towards the end.
I'm surprised you got all the way through it, to be fair. I just got to the end and I was like, if that had been, I mean, to be fair, I couldn't remember it from back in the day, but like that was one of the first sort of open-ended movies that I probably watched, I think, where it was like, okay, so that hasn't really ended. It's Bad Steve, but then
look, let's put it this way, right?
Hey,
my review of The Greatest Showman, you knew what happened to the disc at the end of that.
We haven't got with the disc.
Yeah. Now, normally I would say go and watch it at least once if you've not seen it. Save yourself 2.5 hours of your life.
It's 2.5 hours. That's the thing, man. It's not even like it's 1 hour and 20 minutes like most of the older films. It's a good 2 hours 20. In fact, what I was going to say, and I noticed this, right? Because I put it on because it's on YouTube, so you can go and watch it for free on there. But like, I started it, and just to sort of give you an idea of how long this thing was, I was looking at it, and it must have been 7 or 8 minutes before the credits finished. At the start, they just seemed to go on forever. There was like 20,000 different people that they were acknowledging at the start of the movie. And I paused it, and it was about 6 minutes in, Steve, and it was still doing them. It still had, those like the beginning credits where there's like a name come up, like 6 or 7 minutes of those things. What are you doing?
I just plugged my microphone in. I just realised. I thought to myself, what's different here, and why do I sound like really echoey?
Well, now you don't. Now your mic's not working.
It is.
I can hear you, but it sounds dead far away. You've not selected the mic. It's using the mic off the camera, I reckon.
No, I don't want to hide that sentence.
Thank you, babe. You put... Oh, it's all right. All right. You sorted it? We'll be in the background as I'm... No worries, Alan, mate. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. How is everybody anyway? We've while Steve's pissing about with his audio. I told him, Baz, but he wouldn't listen.
Is that better?
No, it's the same. Jesus Christ. How is everyone? So what I'll do is, while Steve's fixing that, I'll quickly show you a couple of pickups that I've had this week. I've not picked up many things, just because I've got too much as it is anyway. So I did a video of the pickups. So these are just additional things. So I picked up Ant-Man Quantum Mania. This is purely for the collection. It's a thin one. I'm a bit annoyed it hasn't got a slip cover. But I picked that one up just for the collection. I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. I haven't seen this yet, so I'm hoping this is pretty good. I picked this up the other day. Creed 3, again for the collection. And then one I spotted in CEX, I was picking this up, which is the Warner Brothers collection for 100 years of Warner Brothers, but it's 5 movies from 1930s to 1960s. They are doing a few different box sets of these. So you've got, I think, the 70s, 80s, or 80s, 90s, and then a few others. But this one has got 5 movies in it, which is Wizard of Oz, Citizen Kane, Casablanca, there you go, Singing in the Rain, and Rebel Without a Cause. So this is quite a nice little set. So a few of these I didn't already have. As you can see, nice sets. So I've got a nice 4K set. I did trade in the Singing in the Rain and Wizard of Oz, the standard Blu-ray ones, because obviously this is 4K. I think the other sets aren't due out yet. I think this one came out in April, so it's a really nice set. I'm happy with that. But they're the few bits I've picked up this week, to be fair. Are you back? Are we back with you?
I'm here.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know what happened then.
I don't know. That flipping mic's going back to CEX and trading it in. I've had enough of it.
Which mic is it? Is it the big the thingy one?
Big snowball thingy. Yeah.
It was fine, wasn't it? Did you not have it plugged in?
I plugged it in and it caused it all to go goo-wally, so just fucking go well. Anyway, it's not like we're a big posh channel, is it, with thousands of subscribers, so it's all right.
I'm sorry, guys. He's a cheap ass.
Well, I have to be because I keep buying new flipping presents.
New flipping cards, you mean? Cars with extra work needed on them.
So what about that, right? I've spent 460 quid on new brakes for the Mazda. And then my cars had to go in for service, which cost me 147 quid. And then the Mazda's got its MOT, so there's another 50 quid.
Oh, yeah, well, you're guaranteed that Mazda's passing its MOT.
No, it's been checked over. They checked it over when they were doing the brakes.
Oh, they pre-checked it? They
pre-checked it for me because it just said if it needed any more work doing for the MOT, do it while you were in. So, yeah. I'm not that cheap. You know, there's one thing that you've got to make sure is working fine, and that's your car. You know?
Which one?
My Volvo's a little workhorse, so that's the one that I use all the time.
And the Mazda's the weekend car.
The weekends in the Mazda all the time. You know, to the point where we actually went out yesterday for tea. So we took the Mazda, and then I thought, you know what, we're going for a bit of a drive. So we drove randomly into North Wales with no plan. Turned around, come back, and I went to look in the mini showroom about buying a mini
As well.
as well.
You know that car park for everybody on that estate area bit. It's not just yours.
I've asked next door but one if I could use their space in the back because they don't use it. They park on the front. So yeah, we've got it goes my car, Amy's car, Lana's car, Mel's car, my car now, and that's
God's sake.
anyway.
What you like?
And we still use the visitors' bays and the bays at the front.
Yeah, see, Jeff, thanks, mate. Appreciate that. And about 95 of them are Jeff in different forms.
Right, let's move on to featured actor. Right. So we're going to have no subscribers after today, are we?
The way you're going at the minute, you're just offending people. Jesus Christ. I'm sick of apologising for you.
This week's featured actor is Tom Hardy. Now, last week I did say that we were going to have a really, really good show because we were looking at Tom Hardy and the Lawnmower Man. Now, the first half an hour of the show hasn't really panned out. I wonder if the next half an hour is. Steve.
Wow, free for a quid, Bazzy. That's no help to me now, is it, mate? What are you going to do? You went to Bolton Car Boot 2 weeks ago. Someone was selling Blu-rays 3 for a quid. Nice one. I hope you got some decent ones.
So, Tom Hardy, Steve, did you manage to get a top 5 out of this?
No, not really. I've got his movies in front of me at the minute. I'm just having a quick ganders because I've got a rough idea of what I would pick, to be honest.
I struggled, if I'm not going to lie.
What of good ones?
Well, yeah.
Why? Because he's done so many good ones, or because I really like him as an actor. I think he's cool.
love him as an actor. I love him as an actor. I've gone with Warrior.
Yeah.
We'll come back to Warrior in a minute. Warrior, Lawless, The Dark Knight Rises, Inception, and Bronson as my top 5.
Okay.
Very, very solid top 5. I think.
Yeah.
This is where it gets difficult now because I can't find 5 mentions. I've got Child 44, This Means War, Star Trek Nemesis, and Venom. The Venom movies.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if I like him being mainstream.
What about Layer Cake?
I enjoyed Layer Cake.
Rock and Roller.
I wasn't a big fan of Legend, to be fair.
Okay. Lock. That's a decent movie with him in.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, he literally is him in a car all the way through it. It's his performance is the be all and end all of that movie. Because there's nobody else apart from people on the phone. Lawless, I agree with. You've got Inception.
Yeah.
Warrior, 100%. The thing is that I like him in Peaky Blinders, but that's not a film. So I do think he's a good character in that. I've not really got on well. I didn't enjoy the second Venom as much as I did the first one.
Can I just interrupt you? Can I just show you something here? Look where the cat's decided to see. I've not seen her there for the last half an hour. She's lying on my laptop bag for work. And the only reason why I've seen her is because the birds have just tweeted outside and she's just gone nuts looking for the birds. So a black cat sitting on the black laptop bag. Fury Road, I haven't seen it, Jeff. I've not seen the new Mad Max. So yeah, I
Yeah, Fury
enjoyed.
Road was good. He was good in Fury Road. Actually, I'll give you that. Um, like I said, the Venom movies, I didn't enjoy the second one as much as I thought I would. The first one I really enjoyed. I thought it
But
was good in that.
this is what I'm saying about. I don't know if I like him in mainstream.
Band of Brothers is another one, isn't it? We'll talk about.
But he wasn't really in Band of Brothers. He was in half an episode of Band of Brothers, and then he got killed.
Yeah, I suppose.
He was
I
in an
think I probably
episode.
oh.
He was in the episode after he took the eagle's nest, wasn't he? And then he was on patrol, and then a German citizen crashed his car into his van and blew him up. So he wasn't really in Bandit. He wasn't like some of the others where they were in it throughout the series.
He was good in that. This is war. This means war, though. That was funny. Yeah, I like that. But go on then. Let's talk about Warrior because that's what you said a second ago.
Baz has asked about Legend. Now we did Legend. We did Legend as a homework movie a couple of months ago.
Yes, right? We did.
And I was really looking forward to it because you see all those YouTube shorts and TikTok shorts where they use that scene where they're in the house party.
The pub.
Yeah. And it looks really, really good.
Shoot.
Yeah, that's not a tool. That's a, and he comes back in with the two hammers and smashes everybody up. Everyone was raving about how good. Don't get me wrong, his performance as the two brothers was brilliant, but the film was a big letdown for me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I think the thing is that and maybe I don't know if it's you, but the same with me. Really, I'm comparing that to the Craze. I'm comparing it to the Thingy Brothers, the movie The Craze, and that is a completely different sort of movie than that one.
Yeah. It was at a phase where we were watching like a lot of gangster films and a lot of football hooliganism films. We were a couple of weeks later we had to watch ID and stuff like that, and it all sort of fell into all of that. Like I say, I was really looking for, and it just didn't hit that. The other one for me that everyone raved on that we got to watch was Get Carter, and that was the similar thing for me. Everyone was telling me how great this film was, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, am I watching the right version of Get Carter here, or am I watching the right version of Legend here? Because I'm not seeing what everybody else there. Taxi Driver was another one.
That's getting a bit picky there, Lindsay and Alvin, to be fair. Also features in the credits of Spider-Man. That explains why he's on the list on online.
Yeah, because he's in it for about 5 minutes when he gets thrown through the portal. We'll talk about that later because in movie news we want to talk about Spider-Man 4. Warrior. Now, my God, if you've not seen Warrior, go and watch Warrior. Josh Edgerton is just brilliant. Tom Hardy is brilliant. I can't remember the bloke that plays his dad, the alcoholic. That's
oh bloody hell! What's he called?
I can't remember his name, but he's absolutely superb. And the way he's listening to the Moby Dick audio book all the time to help him stay sober and stuff like that. Is it
Frank Grillo?
No, Frank Grillo is the trainer. The brothers.
It's Nick Nolte.
Yeah,
it's Nick Nolte.
Frank Grillo's the trainer for the brother that likes listening to Beethoven. I'd like to say Frank Grillo in it as well. It focuses on two brothers that enter this martial arts competition, this MMA competition, Spartan, and they win money. One is on the run from the military, and one is on the verge of losing his house, and he has to go and do it. Now the way, it's beautifully filmed. Those fight scenes.
Hang on, just let's before we carry on, just explain to Baz.
What's that? I'm very confused with the format of the channel. I was just missing the explanation. Can you explain the wheel homework sections? Right. Okay. Sorry, Baz. So we have this random wheel generator. Okay, and people recommend actors to us or movies to us, and we'll put them on the wheel every week. At the end of this section, we'll spin the wheel, and it will come up with a random selected movie for us to watch and review on next week, and an actor. We'll do what we're doing now: top 5 films, worst films, best performances, etc. And that just helps us build content for the show going forward. So if you've got an actor that you'd like us to do this on, then please leave the comment after the show has gone live, and we'll pick it up and we'll put it on the wheel next week. And the same for a homework movie. Now, if we have done it,
No, they can put it in the chat as well. We pick it up off the chat as well.
Yeah, we'll pick it off at the chat. But I might miss it on the chat if we
yeah, that's
go.
True.
If we've already done it, we'll just reply to you saying that we've done it, but we'll put it on the wheel again if it comes up. We can always re-watch it in or whatever, but we tend not to try and do that. So that's where the wheel comes from on the homeworks and stuff. So yeah, if you've got anything that you like, put it in the comments and we'll pick it up from there and we'll go from there. Yeah, so Warrior is. It came out roughly at the same time that we got all like the Never Back Downs and stuff like that, didn't we? Where we had
that's true. Yeah,
we had a stint of boxing movies come out all one after the other, and then we've got a stint of MMA movies come out at the same time. And Warrior is up there compared to a lot of them, and I would highly recommend watching Warrior. It's a film I probably watch, say, about 4 times a year.
Yeah.
To a point where I could be watching it downstairs and Lana goes, "Oh, right, yeah, I remember this film," and she can sit there and watch the end of it with me and whatever, because the fight scenes are beautifully done.
Yeah.
And you probably saw the video clip because it did around a couple of during lockdown, didn't it, or just before lockdown, where the scene where Tommy and Mad Dog were training, and he does Mad Dog in. That went round like it was a video clip from an actual training session.
Weren't it around the same time as he did The Dark Knight Rises? Because he was the same sort of size, wasn't he?
Well, he put loads of weight on, didn't he, for Warrior, and then he dropped weight and then put loads back on for Bane.
Yeah. But
or it was the other way around, whichever way it was. Wherever he bulked up, he dropped loads, and then for one film, and then bulked right back up again.
It's a movie that's got a lot of emotion as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's, I mean, that song at the end is. I have that on my Spotify.
Well, you don't expect that halfway through the final fight.
No.
You're expecting, because it's all high tempo. That fight between Josh and Cobra, the great Cobra.
Oh,
that fight there, and my God, it was just the way that Grillo says to him, "Look, if you want to go home, I'll throw the towel in now. But just remember, if I do that, you have no home." And you're like, shit, that just sums up the whole reason why you're getting your ass kicked in that ring.
It's when Tom Hardy goes into that ring, as when he's in the gym, and he's like, I'll spar with him. He's like, no. Has he signed the paperwork? Yeah, he signed the paperwork. And then he's like, gets him in the ring and just absolutely pummels him.
Yeah.
He just annihilates this up and coming champion guy, wasn't he?
Mad Dog Grimes or something, isn't it?
He's actually an MMA fighter, isn't he, or something?
Yeah, he's an actual MMA fighter, and so was Midnight. Midnight was an MMA fight. It was the one that did the brother fights the first fight. And the Great Cobra was Kurt Angle.
Yes, yeah.
So when you see these fights and you see that the way that they're done, and you can't help but be invested in every punch, every kick, every tap.
Yeah.
but you know what's going on behind the scenes. You know what's personally driving these people, and that final fight between them. Yeah,
cheers most of it.
Yeah, you get into the point where, like say, you're emotionally charged because you see the attitudes change towards the dad as well.
Yeah.
You know, because he's been an alcoholic. He's not really been in their lives for 20 years or whatever it is. And no, I don't think it was based on a true story.
I don't think so. I don't think it was, but he's definitely one of my. In fact, it is my favourite Tom Hardy movie. To be fair,
I'd say it will make my top 8 films.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting one. Yeah, fight films wise, yeah, definitely. I was just saying while you were off earlier on, I picked up Creed 3. I'm going to give that a go because obviously I like the first one, but the second one, is it?
Yeah, bloody awful.
Oh, cheers for that, mate. Cheers, appreciate it. Thanks. Yeah. Now I'm well charged to watch it.
Awful. However, I am reading the reviews now for Transformers: Rise of the Beast, and I'm going back to my original opinion. I'm not in any rush to watch this bloody movie.
Oh no, you can't go off what the critics say. You're a Transformers fan. You're gonna love it regardless.
I'm a Transformers fan, but if you remember when this was announced, I said I am not a big Beast Wars fan. Right, I didn't enjoy the Netflix Kingdom series either. It had Beast Wars in it.
It looks awesome.
And then I was watching the trailer. I made a mistake, and I've watched the first trailer. Then I made a mistake, and I watched the second trailer. And then I made a mistake, and I analysed the trailer. And now I've gone back to square one again now with this. I think I'm just going to wait for that, and then watch it at home. I don't think it's going to be a cinema one. Creed, a great first film, awesome first film. The second film was a great callback to Rocky IV, right? It was a remake of Rocky IV in a sense, right? This one, the bloke comes out of prison. He has one professional fight, and all of a sudden he's challenging for the world championship.
Yeah, there is that.
You know, it's like Rocky 3 all over again.
So I found this for like £1.50 today. But...
I had a little blip. Yeah, I had one of them. I traded that into mine's a classic gold one.
You what?
I traded mine into Starbase 55.
Did he just buy anything off you or what?
Yeah. He sells it all, doesn't he? You know?
I just traded mine in. It's a teddy.
Exactly. You'll get 10, 15 quid for it. Anyway, so the other film that I really, really enjoyed was Inception. Now, I don't know why people say you need to watch Inception 5 times to understand what's going on. If you don't get that film the first time round, there's an issue.
I don't think that. I think with Inception, very much like the concept of the movie, there's layers upon layers of the film. You can get the general gist of the film just by watching it once. But sort of really understanding it. Hey, Ali! Really understanding it. I think it takes a few more than one watch.
Who's the main actor? Is it Leonardo DiCaprio or is it Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
I would say Leonardo, really, but Leonardo DiCaprio. But the screen time is pretty shared, isn't it? It's more like a cast of big names rather than just one.
Yeah. Let me go and open the window. It's too hot here.
Bloody hell.
I don't do heat.
Considering you're the guy that's got a bloody car with a sunroof, with an open roof thing, convertible.
I prefer to. I've opened the curtain as well. That's why I've gone white. I don't care.
Like a scene from Ghost.
I prefer the -4. Yeah, I prefer the -4 in the snow than I do flipping 24 degrees in the heat.
Yeah.
And one performance that we have just sort of brushed over was Bronson.
Yes.
I think he's absolutely brilliant in Bronson.
I mean, the guy's off his head. The guy is out of his mind, so...
Is that 2.5 hours of watching Lawnmower Man done you in?
I think so, yeah, because other than that, it's been a relatively chilled day. It's just that watching that movie and counting down the minutes, like, it was almost like minute perfect to me coming upstairs. I was like, I got to get this finished. But yeah, it's... I've got it. It's not... I don't think it's... I'll say it's not his best performance. As regards to a single character, he's done, like I say, he's done a few movies now like this, because he did that other one in the car that was locked.
Yeah.
You know, the whole movie hinges on one person, essentially, with Bronson. He's in his own mind, isn't he?
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with my sound tonight, Ali. It's all over the shop.
That's just how he talks in real life.
Yeah, see, Baz, I agree with you with that. I was looking forward to Transformers. I'm not really a big fan of Indiana Jones, so I was going to give that a miss. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, I've been told I've got to go to cinema, so I've got to go and watch that sometime soon. And the Meg 2 looks brilliant. I wasn't really a big fan of the Meg the first once or twice I've watched it, but the more I watch it, the more it grows on me.
The Meg, I really enjoyed the Meg the first time round.
And then I had to read that one because I thought he said wanker and it says wonker.
I haven't. Have we had any trailers or anything dropped for that yet? I haven't. I don't think I've seen anything. I think it's gonna. It might be one of those movies where they just sort of try and keep it under wraps as much as possible.
Well, the trailer for Insidious is only just hit now, and that comes out on the 4th of July.
Really?
Yeah. You know, we mentioned that last year, didn't we, that we were going to get a new Insidious movie, and it got delayed, and no one heard anything of it. And then all of a sudden, Lana went, "Oh, look, it's the trailer for Insidious has just dropped, and it's got the 7th of July." It was the 7th of July release date.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's nothing like building up a big blockbuster film, is it, with like 4 weeks to go?
No, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, the Lindsay and Alvin, the Meg is a great film, and I think when we first watched it, we watched it on IMAX, and I don't think I enjoyed IMAX as much as I thought I was going to. And then,
so that was purely. Do you think that it was purely the experience as opposed to the movie itself?
It might have been. And I think the reason why I didn't enjoy IMAX is because we were sort of sat to one side of the cinema.
Right.
So when you're sitting in the middle, it's supposed to immerse you in the middle of everything that's going on, isn't it? But when you sat to a side and you're looking at it that way,
yeah,
that might have been part of the reason. I don't know. I might have to hide the whole IMAX out for myself and sit in the best seat in the cinema.
Literally like Sheldon going into cinemas going, huh? Yeah. Trying to get the sounds right. You're just going, no, I don't like this seat.
I don't like this one. Yeah. For some reason, my fat on my left side feels a bit heavier than on the right. You know. Yeah. I might have to do that. Right. I think that is featured actor. If I was recommending one film of Tom Hardy, it'll be Warrior.
I think closely followed by Lawless.
Yeah.
I think that's a cracking, underrated movie, that is. Mm-hmm. About thingy running, isn't it? What's it called? Moonshine?
Yeah.
That's really clever, that. It's a bit like a modern day Godfather sort of situation. I get that vibe from it.
Right, let's get these wheels out the way, shall we?
Get the wheels done before they fall off.
So just while that's loading up. Next week's show, we have Savage Zombie reviews coming on. Dave Oliver has agreed to come on the show. Now, for those of you that don't know who he is, he's in with like the AJ's and Gareth Video Tasty sort of arena of friends. And I messaged him the other day after seeing his video, and he's kindly agreed to come on. So we've got a special guest there. Now, I'm going to try and get a special guest on every other week, just to break up the Dorset tones of Steve and I every week. There's only so much little Steve I can put up with.
I don't know what you're trying to say, although I have figured out, although I have been on antibiotics all week, I feel a bit better. Like, I've obviously got a lot more energy when I've not been at work and during the day. You know, when I'm coming home and sort of jumping on here and I've been on an 11-hour shift, I'm knackered. I feel a bit more energetic tonight.
So, on your 4 offs, then, I need to make sure that we're watching a 2.5-hour boring film just before we come online.
Yeah, something like that. Right, come on then, press go. Oh, okay. Lost in translation.
You know what, then? I panicked there. Do you know what? I panicked there for a second because I thought, shit, I'm going to actually have to watch Scarface.
Well, you've got it. That's a good one because I've not seen that. I've been wanting to see that for a while. Lost in translation.
So Lost in translation. I've made a note of this one, Steve.
Scarlett Johansson.
Right, let's get rid of Tom Hardy off that wheel.
Let's see if I've got that here. 1 second. You're going to see me disappear. Lost in Space, will that do?
No.
Lost City?
No.
Okay.
Lost in Translation, is that the Bill Murray one?
Yeah, it's the Bill Murray one. And Scarlett Johansson, which there's never a reason not to watch a Scarlett Johansson movie.
Okay. Right, are we ready? We'll do the actors wheel.
Oh, Beth. We still ended up with Nicole Kidman.
You were panicking over that last week that she was going to come up.
A split second. But you saw what I bloody managed to pick up this week, didn't you? On that pickup video. Bloody Good Night, Mr. Tom.
Sorry, guys. 2 seconds. Go on, mate. What were you saying? What did you pick up last week?
Bloody Good Night, Mr. Tom.
Oh, yes, I saw that. Did you watch it?
No, I haven't watched it yet. Why would I watch it just yet? Because you've told me everything about the bloody thing.
Because you still need to do the homework. Sorry, mister, don't get me homework this week. Right, okay. Well,
I could literally talk my way through this movie without actually watching it. I could even tell you the ending.
You still need to watch it.
I will watch it, but I bought it to watch it. I've not bought it for any other reason. But I couldn't believe I bloody found it after I'd looked for it. That was a charity shop as well, though. That wasn't like a CEX jobby.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what,
Lindsay, I did spot that. But I'd have to go in and change it in a minute.
I watched. I think it was I want to say it was a documentary, but it could have been a 3-parter. But there's a Netflix documentary about this, about the people that did this. You know, obviously this is based on a true story about these teenagers that ran around Hollywood, breaking into famous stars' houses. But there's a documentary about with some of the kids on it. I say kids, they're not anymore. But it was quite interesting. We watched that this week. I think it's on Netflix.
Mm.
But I was in the loft the other day and I saw this and I was like, I'll pull it out because I've not watched it for a while.
Yeah.
See what it's like compared to what they said. Hey, Chris, nice to join us.
Evening, Chris. You okay?
If we'd have joined this late, Chris, you'd been on about War 3 by now, wouldn't you? Yeah, cheers, Neil. Neil chirping in as well. Neil, if you watched back last week, you do not need to watch Goodnight, Mr. Tom. Ever. He has done it frame by frame, minute by minute.
Lana did say to me I didn't need to go into so much detail.
Oh, look at him now. He's had his live dinner time live where he's gone on about how great he's having a time on eBay, and now he's put it on here that he's got 1,000 parcels to pack. You know, is there any end to your showboating, Chris? That's all I'm going to say.
Hardly anything coming to me and you.
Yeah.
You know, why show us all that good stuff and then go, oh, by the way, it's on whatnot. Well, hang on a second. You're gonna let us make you it's going on whatnot. You might get it cheaper. Oh, but when have you ever got anything cheaper on whatnot?
To be fair, we did all right with that Doc Holiday because I think he had it up for like 15 or something on eBay.
Well, you didn't even spot that. It was only until I said to you. It was only when I said to you, "I'm surprised you're not going for the Doc Holiday."
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned it though, mate, because I was like, I would have been fuming if I'd not seen that. Because I'd been hinting the week before. But yeah, Mister, I've got 1,000 parcels to pack. I bet he's been in the sunshine all afternoon because he's getting redder by the day.
Yeah,
he genuinely looks like we need to send him some sun cream.
That's without having a soft top.
Yeah.
Let's move on to movie news. Right, so Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse was out this week, at the end of last week, and it's got really good reviews. Everyone's raving about how great this film is. Now, Hallie Steinfeld, who plays Gwen Stacy, and apologies if I get this wrong if you're watching, Samak Moore, who plays Miles Morales, have been seen in the live action costumes.
Not yet, man. Sorry, go on.
Have been seen in the live action costumes for the characters that they play. So that's opening up debate of, are we going to get a live action Miles Morales Spider-Man? It's also opened up the debate if Mr. Moore is the man to play Miles Morales because he's about 6 foot tall, big black lad, where Miles Morales is only like 5'10", and he's meant. So, what's your view on taking a live action Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse type movie?
A live action version,
yeah,
as opposed to what we've got. You mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you're sort of seeing it with the Doctor Strange, aren't you? Like the Doctor Strange movies. And to be fair, the last, was it No Way Home?
Mm-hmm.
That was a very similar multiverse thing, but seeing, I don't know. You'd end up with characters looking like something out of Guardians of the Galaxy, wouldn't you? Some of the Spider-Man. I'm not against it. I think it would be good. But I think we're already heading that way anyway with some of the Marvel stuff as it is.
But if we have a live action Gwen Stacy and it's Hallie Steinfeld, right? and she's the one that played in Hawkeye and Bumblebee and stuff like that. Where does that leave her to be the new Hawkeye then? Because she'll be playing two characters in mainstream MCU.
I don't know. We've had. It's not like we've not had people play multiple characters, or especially between DC and Marvel, is it?
Yeah, but that's different, though, isn't it? If you're crossing the DC and Marvel bits. I know Chris Evans has played Johnny Storm. He's played Captain America. He's played a few other little bits and bobs as well. Storm Chaser and stuff like that. Which is it's Snowpiercer, which is all part of the comic world. So, but that's not playing them at the same time. That's not playing two people at the same time. That's playing two different characters and two different. Isn't it? He wasn't Johnny Storm when he was Captain America. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get it. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I don't know if it would bother me too much, as long as it's not directly sort of intertwined. I mean, most of them are not. That's the problem, isn't it? It's like Endgame. You know, at some point they're all sort of teaming up. I don't know. I don't know. Spider-Man 6000, The Search for More Money. yeah, that's true. Well, studios exchange characters from different characters. I think that's a bit like James Bond multiverse. Yeah, but they're going to have to do something with James Bond now, aren't they? Because they've screwed that up for me. Spider Pig Live. Yeah, exactly. That's where I was sort of going with it. To be honest with you, I was just trying to think what it'd look like. It'd be like Guardians of the Galaxy-esque, wouldn't it? I mean, what's your thoughts on it? Because obviously you put it out there.
Do we need?
You're not answering. You're answering with a question.
I'm answering it in my head. Do we need a TV series, a cartoon movie, and a live action movie of the same story multiple times? No. If we had a great standalone cartoon movie, then give us a live action film, you know. But I think you've already answered this. These are all entwined. At some point, the characters Gwen Stacy and Hawkeye are going to cross paths, and you're going to have the same actress play two parts. They're not twins, so they can't get that through that.
Yeah.
You can play the multiverse. Well, I didn't go Hawkeye, I became Spider-Girl, but they're not the same character. They're not the same person. Yeah, I think.
Could it be a case of like Legend almost? Could it be like they're playing multiple characters in the same movie?
Yeah, but it was playing twins.
Yeah. Well, look, but what I'm saying is that there is multiple movies out there where people are playing different versions. And I mean, what was that one recently? The oh god, Everything Everywhere All at Once. That's got a similar premise, hasn't it? Where she's playing multiple different characters.
I don't know. Is she?
Yeah, it's a multiverse. It's multiple versions of herself. I've not had a chance to see it yet, but apparently it's really good.
Yeah.
Tanya probably played the most different characters. Yeah,
I understand what you're saying there, Neil, but they're just little 30-second snippets of them talking to like
cameos,
the watchers, or talking to somebody else, or dropping a parcel through the door, isn't it? It's not. But have you seen it when they all link together? It actually, the cameo actually makes sense when you link them all together.
No, I've never seen that.
So if you go back and link them all up to the last one where he's talking to the Watchers at the end game, it actually makes perfect sense what those cameos are and how he's reporting back to what's going on in the wider unit. It's brilliant.
Deep breath, Steve, before you ingest that one.
Yes and no. He is playing all the same characters, and he's not playing all the same characters, is he? He's playing family members. But what I'm saying about this live action Spider-Man is that you're gonna have, if they're pushing the Hawkeye series into the New Avengers, into Phase 5, and then if you bring, because we're going to be talking about Tom Holland in a minute. When Tom Holland's saying, what he's saying about Spider-Man 4, so we're going to be getting a new Spider-Man coming in, which everyone wants it to be Miles Morales because it's not Peter Parker, it's another one, isn't it? Everyone wants that to happen. And so do I to a certain extent. But do we need to have the live actions based on this sort of across the Spider-Verse? Or do we get
I thought you were doing the thingy there, the Doctor Strange.
Yeah. I'm making you all forget. Or do we bring in somebody completely different that's not involved in the MCU in any shape or form at the moment to play these new characters? Do we get somebody that's more character realistic to Miles Morales than what we've got in the Spider-Verse movies?
I don't know, mate. I don't know. It's gone over my head. Have you ever watched Bones?
I've watched the first bit. That's the one with David. What's his face in, isn't it?
Yeah.
David, is it David?
I could have picked up about 8 seasons of them this week from one of the charity shops, and I never bothered because it's not something I genuinely watch.
The season that I do enjoy with him in is SEAL Team. I think that's brilliant, SEAL Team. Let's move on to what's Baz saying before we move on to that. I reckon Marvel will do a crossover like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Bedknobs. That'll be absolutely brilliant. But we were talking about what were we talking about the other week? Eddie Murphy doing the Pink Panther.
Yes,
style.
Yeah.
In that style. And that's another one I'm in two minds about. Let's get on to Spider-Man 4. Okay, so Tom Holland's saying Spider-Man 4 is still in the works. It's been held back because of the writers' strikes. There's two ways that he can see this going after Spider-Man, or going for Spider-Man 4, which would be the fact that he fights Kingpin, because we got him back in Hawkeye, didn't we? Or he's got who was the other one facing Kingpin? So he wants to face Kingpin after this. Now, this all ties in because you've still got Echo and you've got Daredevil in their new series chasing down Kingpin. So if this happens, it means that Kingpin beats Daredevil and then Spider-Man goes and beats Kingpin. So that will close Kingpin's loop. He only wants to do this if the story is going to be better than Spider-Man 3, No Way Home. Now,
I thought that was I enjoyed Spider-Man 3. It's probably the strongest of a third movie I've seen.
I enjoyed No Way Home, but don't forget, you're going to have all the emotional baggage that comes with him losing his friends, trying to build relationships, losing Aunt May. He's the only person that remembers all of that.
Yeah. Yeah, true.
Isn't it? Unless you get one of the Guardians that come in. Get like Rocket or someone like that come in and reminds him who he is, or reminds everybody who he is. Because they weren't on Earth, were they, when this all happened?
No.
So, or they introduce Nova, because they're looking at a way of bringing Nova into it. So, unless they introduce Nova into this, and he knows who he is because of dealings with the Guardians and whatever, out and about it. But to me, I think it'll be easy to write a story that's sort of up there with No Way Home. But you're going to have so much emotional baggage with that you'll lose the big bad in the middle of that. You'll be too worried about what's happening with Peter than what's happening with the big bad, whoever that may be. But by the looks of it, this is going to be his last film as Spider-Man.
I don't know. Money talks, mate. Money talks. I mean, the thing is that you tell me, like, what other movies has he done that's absolutely set the box office alight? Really?
What did I watch with him the other day with the girl from? Oh, what is it? Chaos Walking?
Yeah.
Where all the men on the planet and the mind and the thoughts come out of the speech bubble. That's fucking awful.
That's my point. So let's have a look. You've got Uncharted. That wasn't a massive. That wasn't a massive movie. The Impossible, which I don't even remember him in, so he must have been a kid at that point.
Mm.
One called Cherry in 2021. Chaos Walking. He was in. It says Doolittle. He was in as well.
He might have been a wasted squirrel or something in Doolittle.
I don't know what I'm searching next. How is Tom Holland in Lock? Lock's sounding similar on his own. But what I'm saying is that there's nothing else that he's. Do you think he's got? There's a possibility like that he's going to end up being like a bit like the Superman curse, you know, where they sort of play them and then they struggle to get anything else afterwards. Do you think it's the same with Spider-Man?
I think.
Look at the 3 Spider-Men we've had.
I think that's right for Andrew Garfield. Because I don't know what he went on. Did he do Facebook at the social network after Spider-Man, or did he do that before Spider-Man?
So, Andrew Garfield.
But Tobey Maguire went on to do a lot of stuff after Spider-Man. You don't see him in much now, but he did go on to do a lot of stuff after.
Yeah, he was in the social network.
Was that before or after The Amazing Spider-Man?
For there's not been a lot of recognised movies, you know, after that. The only one that stands out for me was Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah,
that's an amazing movie. That, but I struggle to see who else did you say it was? Tobey Maguire, wasn't it?
Tobey Maguire, yeah.
Let's have a look. Yeah, because you've got like Gatsby, a few others, really.
Seahorse, Seabiscuit.
Yeah, some stuff like that.
So Tobey Maguire sort of very early.
It's not like he's done absolutely loads, though.
No. But he's gone on to do some. He's gone on to do some memorable films. But don't forget, he was very early superhero movie, wasn't he? Tobey
yeah,
Maguire.
But like his top movies: The Ice Storm in '97, The Seven Wonder Boys in 2000, Babylon 2022, Spider-Man 2002, Pleasantville 1998, Spider-Man 2 2004, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas 1998, and No Way Home 2021. That's his top 10 movies. I mean, I thought he was quite good in Gatsby, to be honest with you, but like they're not. I don't know, mate. I don't see it. I just wonder if it sort of stumped his Hollywood career a bit. And I'm thinking, Tom Holland might have the same situation. Because at the minute he's got that part for playing sort of a American older teenager, hasn't he? He's got that young look about him. But when you're playing someone as iconic as Spider-Man, does that sort of stop you getting other roles then? Because when he's not in the Spider-Man outfit, you just see Peter Parker.
Maybe, yeah.
Do you know what I'm getting at? Like,
yeah.
It's like seeing the Karate Kid in anything else. He is Danielson. He doesn't look any different in any movies, really.
But it doesn't look any different now in Cobra Kai.
No, he doesn't. No,
does he? Really?
No.
He doesn't look like that was filmed 30 years ago.
No. But the problem is that he's such a blockbuster. It's such a massive, recognisable franchise now that you sort of sign up to that. I mean, Chris Pratt plays Chris Pratt, doesn't it? Chris Pratt plays himself, essentially. Like, where does he go after this? Where does he go after Guardians of the Galaxy? Does he make another Jurassic Park?
He's another one. He's another one that's been involved in franchises. Now, he did say he didn't. Sorry, it wasn't Chris Pratt that said he didn't want to do the franchises. It was Bradley Cooper that didn't want to do the franchises after Guardians 1. But he's ended up signing up for 2 and 3 because he's not fucking stupid. He realises that's where the money is, playing Rocket Raccoon.
I mean, you're made for life, aren't you? Let's get me wrong. But people aren't walking. It's like, is it Vin Diesel? You're not.
Chris Pratt, though, I really enjoyed him in Passengers. I thought he was brilliant in Passengers. But
it was critically panned.
Yeah, but he has got.
Apart from
he has got that big franchise sort of way about him at the moment. I'd say with Jurassic Worlds and Marvel and stuff like that. The next one he's going to go into, it's going to be a massive blockbuster standalone, or it's going to be another 3-parter in a franchise.
I mean, the only, just to go to this one from Lindsay and Alvin, Daniel Radcliffe, the only Radcliffe movie that I've really enjoyed since was Guns Akimbo.
That really surprised me, that did.
That really surprised me. I mean, I went out and got it, didn't I? So, I just think if you play these iconic characters, yes, you're signing up for millions and millions of dollars worth of pay and, revenue off the back of it. But you're then stuck with it.
There is something in the works of Andrew Garfield coming back to finish the Amazing Spider-Man trilogy. The Amazing Spider-Man 2, if I remember, finishes in the vault with the Rhino and vulture suits and stuff like that.
The thing is it 5? Sinister 6.
Sinister 6. You can see that being there. And it's a shame that we never got that finished that story. And No Way Home opened the window to the possibility of it happening again.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that he saved MJ after losing Gwen the way that he did. That's sort of like, right, well, let's now close the storyline. Daniel Radcliffe, none of the other Harry Potter stars have gone on to do anything notable. Really, have the Emma Watson? Was not Emma Watson, is it? It's Emma. I can't even remember her fucking name now.
It is Emma Watson.
Was it Emma Watson?
I've literally just had the bloody. Oh, there it is. Bling ring. Yeah, Emma Watson.
Emma Watson. So she's not gone on to do anything notable. Rupert, what's his face? That plays one ginger baby crier. He's not anything.
No. I watched a thing the other day. It was like 20 years since the release of the first Harry Potter movie, and it was like, I just thought, I haven't seen this guy in so many bloody years. I don't know what half of them have done.
No. Right, let's. Item number 3 on movie news for me this week is Johnny Depp. Now, Johnny Depp was Joanne de Barry.
That's true. We've just got put in our places there. Forgot about Beauty and the Beast.
Anything of note, I said.
It's a musical, so of course Steve should have remembered that.
Anything of note. Right. Johnny Depp's new movie, Joanne de Barry. Apparently, I get that wrong. If you're French, please correct me. Is now getting mainstream cinema releases now on the back of it being a blockbuster at the Cannes Movie Festival. Now, it went to Cannes because people because they were unsure with it being Johnny Depp, if people were going to watch it. But people are saying that they want this back. They want this in mainstream now. So, well done, Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't seen any of the Fantastic Beasts movies, but was he not taken out of Fantastic Beasts and replaced? Would you like to see him back in Fantastic Beasts?
Yeah, I think he was taken out of that.
Or back into
he lost. I say he lost. Pirates of the Caribbean was a no, and the Fantastic Beasts was a no on it just before the case, just before the court case.
Yeah.
You know, I'd be literally, I'd be pulling them for hundreds of millions to play those characters again. I'd be like, no, you want me to do it? That's not a problem. My price is just quadrupled.
Johnny Depp's already been on the wheel.
Mm.
He was one of the first ones that came out because I remember talking about Secret Window and stuff like that.
Yeah, it was.
Mm. But, yeah.
Awkward pause.
I'm just trying to think what else Emma Watson's been in.
Is he booking you that much now? Let's have a look.
It was just that Lindsay and Alvin had put that Draco Malfoy. He was in, wasn't he, one of the Planet of the Apes movies for about 5 seconds?
He's been in a couple of bits, to be fair. He has. So, we got Perks of Being a Wildflower, Little Women, The Circle with Tom Hanks. Was that the one that Chris absolutely panned?
Yeah.
According to this, Noah, The Colony, she was in, Regression. I don't know if she was in My Week with Marilyn.
Regression's the one where she goes off and lives with the cult in the barn, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. There's a barn on the picture.
Yeah. I think I've seen that one.
She's been in a few things, though. I mean, I don't know how far back was it that they finished wrapping up on the Deathly Hallows.
Was it 2017 Deadly Hallows 2?
I'm just having a look because you've got it. You've got Deadly Hallows there.
See you later, Alan.
Probably 2012, because...
Or was it that long ago?
No, it wasn't. It was 2011. So 12 years ago. They wrapped up on that. Later, Alan. Thanks, mate, for joining us. I mean, the thing is that when these kids get hired like that, it's and then they're hired and they're filming for so many years. Most of them probably don't want to go through a career in acting after that.
I think if you're using Daniel Radcliffe as an example there, he had to do something different to shake him from being Harry Potter.
Oh yeah. It's the Miley Cyrus, isn't it? It's the
it's Hannah Montana.
Yeah, Hannah Montana sort of jobby, that bad boy.
So I'm thinking, was his breakout? Even when you're watching him in The Woman in Black, he's still Harry Potter in The Woman in Black. Yeah. He still got a Harry Potter thing about him, but Guns Akimbo was completely different.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that. But what's the if you were Miley Cyrus, right, and you had to get away from Hannah Montana, shaving your head, going on drugs, and having a big, massive mind bender,
It's a bit OTT in it, but
it got the job done, didn't it? No one, you know,
100%, yeah.
you know, and even
Now
now,
you
as
see
it
me too.
mentions the fact that she's Hannah Montana, you go, oh yeah, she was, wasn't she?
Yeah. It's just difficult looking at Daniel Radcliffe and going, that's not going, that's Harry Potter. It's like most of the stuff that he's done. I mean, just even like what was thinking there, Horns maybe, or the Weird Al Yankovic, or Now You See Me Too. It's just the adult version of Harry Potter. That's what you see when you look at him. But yeah, Guns Akimbo was funny.
Mary has an achy breaky heart. Yeah.
Speaking of funny, I sat down and I watched Cocaine Bear. Have you seen it?
I've not seen Cocaine Bear, no, but I was going to watch Cocaine Shark. Cause,
What the fuck? That's some proper B movie crap in it.
yeah. So one of the other channels reviewed Cocaine Shark, and it looked really, really funny.
When she moved, so she came back like a wrecking ball. I'll tell you what. Yeah, I don't mind that video. But yeah, I watched. You see, I had a copy of it, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna watch it before I go out and spend 15 quid on the Blu-ray. And it's one of those films where when I finished it, I was like, I need to watch some sort of other people's opinions on it because I need to understand if there's something I'm missing. Right? Because it was raved about when it came out. It was absolutely raved about, but it's basically a B movie. It knows exactly what it is. It's trying to hit you with gore and comedy. It's a comedy horror. It's not even a horror, really. I'd be quite happy putting that on, and Lou would not jump at any point whatsoever.
Yeah.
But it's daft. I think that's probably the best description for it. It's a daft movie. But there's a guy, one of the you don't recognise a lot of them in there, apart from like there's the mum in it.
Sorry, have you seen these guys? They're making their own films up now. Cocaine Sharknado, and then we've got Cocaine Sharknado on a plane.
Crackcoon, yeah. Yeah.
So you were talking about not recognising the main cast.
Yeah, there's a few actors in there that I recognise. There's Ray Liotta, obviously, just before he died. There's the woman who plays the mum, I forget her name now. And is it Ice Cube's son? He's pretty much like he's a mirror image of his dad. But there's a guy in it that I recognise from. There's a load of videos. I want to say it's probably TikTok, but it also ends up on Facebook. But it's the guy that does the IKEA employees. Have you seen the videos of him where he pretends he works at IKEA? And it has there's like a song that comes on in the background. You know, like when they're asking if there's any more in the back or if they've got it a different size or, you know, why you working Boxing Day, that sort of thing.
All right, so it's got the bloke that was in Game of Thrones in it, Christoph Heiser. He played Olaf. Kerry Russell with Sarah, which is the mum, isn't it? Is it Jessie Taylor Ferguson? Is that who you're talking about, the ginger one?
What's that?
This is the cast from Cocaine Bear.
No, he plays a ambulance paramedic.
Right.
Hang on. I'll tell you. No, that Jessie Taylor Ferguson, he's funny in it. That's him, Scott Sis. He plays Tom. Right. Yeah, he says he's nicknamed the Angry IKEA Guy. He's all over. He's viral on TikTok. But as soon as he popped up, I was like, no way is he in it. But Do you know what it is? It is a Sharknado situation. It's one of those where I think over time, it's very, very loosely based on a true story. Yeah, that's very true. Some drugs were dropped above a park. I say a park because a park over here is different to a park over there, isn't it? And a bear got hold of it and basically OD'd. That's the true story. But yeah.
Well, if that's the premise of Cocaine Bear, I can't wait to watch Cocaine Shark.
Honestly, mate, it is. I think it's going to end up growing on me, But watching it, I was waiting for it to sort of do something. It's brutal. The killings are brutal on it, but it's funny. It's weird. But yeah, it's like these kids. These two kids go for a walk to try and go up to the waterfall to paint this waterfall. This girl wants to do it, and the park rangers turn up, and this kid's up a tree, and he's like, "What are you doing up there?" He's like, "Oh, there's a bear." It's like it's fucked. He's like, "Hang on a second. What did you do to upset it?" He's like, "Nothing." Because it's like if it's a black bear, you fight it. If it's another colour, you run away.
Brown bears, you run away. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, "It's fucked." He's like, "No, what? You must have done something to upset it. These bears don't do this." Next thing you know, this thing's running at this guy. Like, yeah, it's cool. But yeah, I watched it. It was a bit of an unusual one. What else did we watch? I watched something else the other day as well. I got round to watching. What have you watched this week anyway? Because I don't think we've actually spoke about that.
What have I watched this week? I haven't watched much this week in a way TV. Well, no, I tell a lie. I got final season part 2 of Attack on Titan on the Friday.
Yeah.
I put it on, and Lana said, "Oh, I'm coming to watch TV now." So we turned it off to watch the final of Taskmaster. That's gone downhill. Taskmaster. You need to fuck that right off now, Channel 4. Unless you're going to get some really good comedians and just give us a really great season, it's gone really downhill. Yeah, we've watched the first 2 Love Islands. We're not going to lie, we have done that. But
which means we need to hurry up, mate, to be fair, because it's nearly that time.
I got Attack on Titan season 2, final season part 2 on the Friday.
Yeah.
I got up at 5 o'clock Saturday morning and I binge watched the whole series of part 2. And why did he do it to me? To leave it on another cliffhanger, and I've got to wait 12 months now for part 3.
Really?
I have got to learn that these 14 episode series, I can watch one a week and drag it out a little bit. But no, I've got to binge watch it the whole day, well, the whole morning, because we went out on Saturday. So I watched it the whole morning, went and traded in some toys, went to Llandudno, and then come back through North Wales on a bit of a random mystery tour in the Mazda, because it was just a lovely day. But yeah, I've got to learn that I don't have to binge watch the whole series as soon as I start watching it.
Right,
and
okay.
Just sort of drag it out, because now I've got 12 months to wait now until the final part from Titan.
Bloody hell.
But yeah, we've been watching Love Island. There isn't anyone in Love Island that's worth watching for.
No, I think that blonde girl, the smaller one,
Molly.
Molly. She seems a bit of a character. She seems pretty funny, to be honest. I think she's probably the one with the most character out of all of them.
Season 16 of Taskmaster lineup: Julian Carey, Lucy Belmont, Sue Perkins. Yeah. There's 2 there that I wouldn't mind watching. Julian Clary will be funny. Sue Perkins will be funny. But I just want, when you got the first series of Taskmaster, or the first couple of seasons, and it was just full on well-known funny comedians, then it's going to be good. But they have like 2 funny comedians. They have Frankie Boyle on this one.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard of the others. And it's just like, I don't know if that's just me being old and knowing Frankie Boyle for getting done for his Kerry Katona jokes. back in the 90s or whatever. But yeah, they're just no funny people on it, and the tasks are getting sillier now as well.
Just stop us a second. Cheers for that, guys. Okay, are you guys doing a weekend live or not? Just so I know. I don't know if you're on tomorrow night or Saturday night, or if you're not bothering. Let us know.
When's Channel Nem on with Video Tasties doing movie soundtracks?
I don't know. Ask him.
Or has it been on? I know he's doing. He's got Michael on from.
That's probably that's true. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
that's probably true.
trying to work out a time at the moment.
How can we work with that? How can we promote you when they might be on? We're not sure. Just make sure you check it out. They could be on at some point. Make sure you got it on set alert.
I'll have to go back and watch that. Gareth seems to be on every other night at the moment. Like I say, he's got Michael on tomorrow doing the Star Trek First Contact, hasn't he?
Fair enough.
After Rich, that's too late for me.
It's a Saturday night. You don't have to get up early on a Sunday, although you do anyway.
We are this Sunday because we've got Cosford.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
We'll be in Telford.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Telford. I haven't been to Telford in many a year. So I'm looking forward to having a mooch around there to see what they've got in the way of shops and stuff. Yeah. Right, ladies and gents, because this one wants to go and watch Love Island live. We're going to go and watch yesterday's Love Island, I think. We're a day behind.
Is that what you're doing? Are you a day behind, are you?
We're a day behind, yeah. We avoid all social media. We're a day behind. That way we don't have to watch all the adverts. And all
do you know
shit.
what, though? The thing is that when you talk about social media, it's not like it was. It's not like it was 2-3 years ago where, you know, you'd look at anything and it'd be all over it. I mean, I speak to people now and they're like, yeah, we haven't watched it for the last couple of years. You know,
we haven't took it seriously, might be the wrong word, but we haven't been invested in it since the season with Jess in it. When she was going around with Dominic, that was it, wasn't it? Jess and Dom.
Yeah,
they were in it, and it hasn't been anyone worth investing any time in the last couple of series because they're all just Instagram bimbos, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah. All right then.
Before I insult the half the British public that do enjoy watching Love Island, we'll see you soon. Okay, don't forget we have got a lot of pre-recorded content being scheduled. This one has decided he's pulled his finger out and done a couple of videos.
Cheeky shit. All it is I've had videos out forever. He just keeps putting them back and putting his own out.
Oh, fuck off. So yeah, we have got a couple of pre-recorded videos. We've got them right up until about the 27th of July scheduled. June scheduled. And then, like I say, we've got the live stream. So next week we have got a special guest. We've got Savage Zombie Reviews coming on. So that should be a good chat there. I'm looking forward to that one. And we're going to try and get special guests every other week. The wheel has given us an interesting combination next week. It's given us Lost in Translation as the homework movie and Nicole Kidman as the featured actor. So please leave.
I might have to reference some 90s movies with Nicole Kidman.
Yeah, so please leave any comments after the show is finished about movies or actors that you would like to go on the wheel, because we're now at that point where we can start adding them again. Now, good night, Mr. Thomas, come off.
Finally gone.
Yeah, now it's been done. We can start adding it on again now. Yeah, and please like the video. That tells YouTube to push our videos out to other people that enjoy this type of content. And if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button. We've been flirting with 494, 495 for the last couple of weeks. So let's get us
try and get 496.
Yeah, let's try and get us to that 500 mark before Christmas, and I'll be made up with that.
Stay there.
And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I must really upload the new ending to the show. I shall have
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.